Think you know Norway? Most people only see the famous fjords and crowded viewpoints, the same spots on every Instagram feed. But there's a wilder, secret side to Norway, waiting for those willing to look beyond the obvious. I used to chase those postcard shots too. Then I found a Norway few ever see, and I have to share it with you. In this video, we'll uncover 10 breathtaking hidden gems, places that will change how you see Norway. Stay with me until the end. The final spot is the secret, so magical it will leave you speechless. Ready to see the real Norway? Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Captions are on for everyone. Let's dive in. Our first stop is Senja Island. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard of Lofoten, right? Everyone has. It's stunning, no doubt. But imagine Lofoten before the crowds, before the tour buses, before it became a hashtag. That's Senja. It's often called Norway in miniature, but I think that sells it short. There's nothing miniature about the feelings this place evokes. It's a land of jagged peaks that claw at the sky, plunging dramatically into the icy embrace of the Norwegian Sea. When you drive the national scenic route here, every turn reveals a new masterpiece. One moment you're navigating a narrow road flanked by towering rock faces. The next you're gazing out at a serene white sand beach that looks like it was stolen from the Caribbean and dropped into the Arctic. You feel a sense of discovery here that's becoming increasingly rare in our hyper-connected world. You can stand on a viewpoint and be the only person for miles with nothing but the sound of the wind and the cry of a distant seabird for company. We hiked a trail called Heston, which gives you that iconic razor's edge view of the mountain Segla. And let me tell you, standing there looking at that sheer granite tooth rising from the earth, you feel small, but not in a bad way. It's a feeling of being part of something immense, something eternal. The fishing villages here, like Husøy and Grille Fjord, are not just quaint photo opportunities, they are living, breathing communities clinging to the edge of the world. The colorful houses are a defiant splash of life against the raw gray stone of the mountains. From the quiet solitude of Senja, we now head south to something entirely different. This isn't about a single destination, but the journey itself. Welcome to the Atlanterhavsvegen, the Atlantic Ocean Road. I have driven some of the world's most famous roads, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for this. The most famous part, of course, is the Sundet Bridge. You've probably seen pictures of it. It's the one that seems to curve so dramatically that it looks like a ramp launching you straight into the sky, a road to nowhere. Driving over it is a surreal experience. For a moment, your brain genuinely struggles to process what it's seeing. It feels like you're on a roller coaster, suspended between the churning sea below and the vast open sky above. When the weather is calm, it's a serene and beautiful drive with the sun glinting off the water and seals basking on the rocks. You can pull over at designated spots, cast a fishing line directly from the road's edge, or just sit and watch the waves roll in. Then there are the days when the sea is angry. That's when the road truly reveals its character. Storms here are legendary, with massive waves crashing over the barriers, sending plumes of white spray arcing over the asphalt. To drive it then is to feel the full, untamed force of the North Atlantic. This road is more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It's an experience that engages all your senses. It's a testament to Norwegian ingenuity and their deep, sometimes combative relationship with the sea. It's a hidden gem, not because it's unknown, but because its true depth is so often missed by those who just drive it once for the photo. After the sea, we head for the sky. Åndalsnes is Norway's mountaineering capital, nestled at the end of Romsdalsfjord. It's the gateway to some of the country's most epic hikes. The crown jewel here is Romsdalsegen Ridge, a legendary hike that demands your full focus and spirit. The adventure starts with a bus ride up the valley. Once you begin the steep climb, every step reveals more of the vast landscape below. You hike among giants like Trolltunga, Europe's tallest vertical rock face. The ridge is narrow, with steep drops on both sides. It takes nerve and a steady step, but the reward is unreal. To your left, the Romsdalen Valley. To your right, the Atlantic Ocean. You're walking the spine of the world. The 360-degree view is pure, raw beauty. You pause, breathless, not just from the climb, but from the overwhelming scenery. This is a view you truly earn. From the dizzying heights of the ridge, we descend to find a different kind of magic, one that's hidden deep within a valley in Folgefonna National Park. This next gem is a place that looks like it was plucked from a fairy tale. It's called Bondhusvatnet, or the Blue Lake. And let me tell you, the name doesn't even do it justice. The journey to the lake is part of its charm. It's not a difficult hike, more of a gentle walk along a wide gravel path known as the Ice Road. This path was built in the 19th century to transport ice from the Bondhusbreen Glacier down to the fjord for export. When you round the final bend and the lake opens up before you, it's a moment of pure awe. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the towering waterfall-striped mountains that cradle it. And at the far end of the valley, you can see it, the Bondhusvatnet glacier, a tongue of ancient blue ice clinging to the mountainside. It's a place of profound tranquility. You can sit on the smooth gray stones by the water's edge for hours, just watching the light change on the surface of the lake and the face of the glacier. There are no gift shops, no cafes, just a simple wooden bench and the overwhelming presence of nature. Our next journey takes us deep into the heart of fjord country, to a place that proves that the most memorable destinations aren't always the biggest. We're heading to Undredal, a tiny village nestled on the shores of the Aurlandsfjellet, a branch of the massive Sognefjord. The centerpiece of the village is its stave church. Built around 1147, it's the smallest stave church in all of Scandinavia, still in use. Stepping inside is like stepping back 900 years. But Undredal is famous for more than just its history. This little village is a giant in the world of cheese, specifically geitost, a traditional Norwegian brown goat cheese. The steep hillsides that surround the village are impossible to farm, but they are perfect for goats. The pace of life here is slow and deliberate. The main activities are wandering the few small lanes, sitting by the fjord and watching the ferries glide by, or perhaps taking a kayak out onto the calm green water. It's a place that forces you to slow down, to breathe, to appreciate the simple things. Alright, it's time to get your heart racing again. Our next hidden gem is for the thrill seekers, the adrenaline junkies, the people who look at a sheer cliff face and think, I want to stand on that. We are going to Kjerag Mountain, and our target is Kjerag Mountain. The hike to get there is no joke. It's a challenging, strenuous trek of about 11 kilometers round trip, involving 3 steep ascents and descents over bare rock. You'll use chains bolted into the stone to pull yourself up certain sections. After hours of hiking, you arrive at the crevasse. And there it is, the boulder. To get onto it, you have to take a small, careful step from the ledge. There are no guardrails, no safety nets. There is only you, the rock, and 1,000 meters of empty air. Stepping out onto that boulder is one of the most terrifying and exhilarating moments of my life. For a few seconds, you are literally floating. The sense of exposure is absolute. But it's coupled with a feeling of incredible triumph and freedom. It's more than just a photo opportunity, it's a rite of passage. After the high-altitude adrenaline of Kjerag Mountain, let's bring our heart rates back down and travel to the coast. Our next stop is Sogndalstrand, a place so perfectly preserved it feels like you've walked onto a movie set. Located in the southwestern corner of Norway, this is one of the best preserved coastal villages in the country. Walking through the single street of Sogndalstrand is like stepping back in time. The narrow lane is lined with beautifully maintained wooden buildings, housing galleries, a general store, a quaint hotel, and a cafe. You can wander down to the old harbor, see the traditional wooden boats bobbing in the water, and imagine the tall ships that once docked here. The surrounding landscape is rugged and beautiful, with rolling green hills and a dramatic coastline that has been shaped by the relentless power of the sea. What makes Sogndalstrand so special is its atmosphere. It's incredibly peaceful. It's the kind of place where you can sit by the harbor with a cup of coffee for an hour and just watch the world go by. It's a perfect, peaceful escape from the modern world. We've seen fjords from the water and from a village on their shores, but now it's time to see one from a completely different perspective. We're heading up the Aurlandsfjellet scenic route to the Stegastein viewpoint. The drive up is an adventure in itself. The road is a narrow, winding ribbon of asphalt that climbs relentlessly up the mountainside through a series of hairpin turns. The Stegastein viewpoint isn't just a patch of gravel with a railing, it's a stunning piece of modern architecture. A long, minimalist platform made of laminated wood and steel juts out 30 meters from the mountainside. It's designed to give you the feeling of walking off the edge of the mountain and floating above the fjord. Walking to the end of that platform is an experience that will stick with me forever. The panoramic view is simply breathtaking. You see the deep blue-green water of the Aurlandsfjord snaking its way through the valley, flanked by mountains that rise thousands of feet straight out of the water. You can see for miles in every direction. The sheer scale of it is hard to comprehend. It makes you feel utterly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but in a way that is profoundly beautiful and awe-inspiring. It's a perfect marriage of bold architecture and sublime nature, a platform that doesn't just show you a view but enhances your connection to it. Prepare to enter another world. Our 9th hidden gem is one of the most surreal and least known natural wonders in Norway. It's a place that feels like it belongs on another planet, a secret canyon sculpted not from ordinary rock but from pure marble. This is Marmorslotten, the Marble Castle. Finding this place feels like you've stumbled upon a secret that nature has been keeping for millions of years. And then you see it. The river has sliced its way through a deposit of marble, creating a network of giant potholes, smooth, flowing channels, and otherworldly formations. The rock is not gray or brown, it's a swirling mix of white, gray, and sometimes pinkish hues. The water has polished the marble to a glass-like sheen, and the shapes are fluid and organic like sculptures from a dream. You can climb down into the canyon and explore the potholes, some of which are as large as jacuzzis. In the sunlight, the white rock and turquoise water create a scene of stunning, almost blinding beauty. Marmorslotten is a true hidden gem. It's a place that very few tourists know about, and it remains wild, undeveloped, and profoundly magical. It's a powerful reminder that the most incredible works of art are not always found in museums, but are sometimes hidden deep in the wilderness. For our 10th spot, we head back to the coast, but this time to a place where the relationship between humans and nature is uniquely intertwined. Welcome to the Vega Archipelago, a sprawling cluster of around 6,500 islands, skerries, and islets just south of the Arctic Circle. This isn't just a beautiful landscape, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for a cultural tradition that has been practiced here for over 1,500 years. The islands themselves are low-lying and windswept, a stark contrast to the dramatic mountains we've seen elsewhere. This archipelago is a paradise for birds, and one species in particular is the heart of Vega's story, the eider duck. For centuries, the islanders, particularly the women, have been the guardians of these wild sea ducks. The people of Vega build small shelters and nesting houses for the eider ducks, protecting them from predators during their nesting season. Once the ducklings have hatched and left the nest, the islanders carefully collect this precious down. It's a sustainable, symbiotic relationship built on mutual respect between humans and wild animals. The Vega Archipelago is a hidden gem because it tells a story that is profoundly different from the usual tales of Viking conquests or dramatic landscapes. We've arrived. I promised you a secret at the end of this video, a hidden gem so amazing it would change your perspective. Most of you have heard of Trolltunga, the Troll's Tongue. It's one of the most famous, most photographed, and most crowded hikes in all of Norway. But what if I told you that you could have this iconic, world-famous spot all to yourself? The secret isn't the place, the secret is the time. The ultimate hidden gem is Trolltunga in winter. Imagine a world completely transformed. The rugged, rocky terrain you see in all the summer photos is gone, buried under a thick, pristine blanket of pure white snow. Hiking to Trolltunga in winter is not something you can do alone. It requires a guided tour for safety, but this only adds to the sense of a grand, organized expedition into a mythical land. The journey is completely different. You're not just hiking, you're traversing a frozen alien landscape. And then you reach it, the Troll's Tongue. Seeing it in winter is a religious experience. The famous rock juts out, not over a green valley, but over a landscape of sublime white desolation. It's draped in snow and ice, looking even more dramatic, more formidable. To step out onto it then, with no one else around, with the world hushed and frozen, is a moment of profound, earth-shattering peace. It feels like you are the last person on Earth standing on the edge of a forgotten world. This is why this is the ultimate gem. It takes one of Norway's most commercialized and crowded icons and transforms it back into what it should be. A wild, powerful, and deeply personal experience. It's the Norway you dream of, the one that exists beyond the postcards. This is the magic. This is the Norway that will stay with you forever. It's not just a hike, it's a pilgrimage to the heart of winter. And there it is. From the silent, snowy expanse of a winter Trolltunga to the marble canyons and forgotten villages, we've journeyed through a side of Norway that few get to see. This country's beauty isn't just in its famous landmarks, but in the quiet corners, the challenging paths, and the stories that are waiting just off the main road. These places reminded me that true adventure isn't about ticking boxes, it's about finding a connection, challenging yourself, and allowing yourself to be truly, completely awestruck. I hope it's inspired you to do the same. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey. Sharing these places with you means the world to me. If you felt that spark of wonder, if you felt that pull to go and discover something for yourself, please hit that like button to let me know. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because our adventures are far from over. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these hidden gems called to you the most? Are there any secrets in Norway that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Be bold, be curious, and go find your own hidden gems. I'll see you on the next adventure.